A nice position for starting, if you happen to have blocks lying around your house, you can stack them and then come to all fours, and the blocks are between the ankles, and it's a nice seated position. You'll notice I'm wearing a lot of layers. This practice is done entirely on the floor, and there's not a lot of movement. So you want to keep your body warm. So take that into consideration too. Just like if you were doing the class here, you can get up at any time, take care of yourself, do what you need to do. I'm so happy you all could make it. So let's begin from whatever position you've chosen by lengthening the spine, taking the shoulders gently away from the ears, and closing the eyes. Start with simply feeling the breath moving in the body. As you feel the breath moving in the body, scan your entire body from the top of your head, down the face, down the shoulders, relaxing a little bit as you go, and just saying hello to every part. Feeling every part of the body, feeling the aliveness of the body. See if you can become aware of the entire body all at once, and almost feel a sensation like a pulse that is the energy of your body. With that awareness of the aliveness of the body, coming into that sensation is very grounding. Come back to the breath and start to deepen the belly breath. So to deepen the belly breath, you want to feel the belly expanding in all 6 directions. So you feel the belly not only going forward, but also back, also to either side, and also up and down. And on the exhale, that balloon just gently comes back in. So on the inhale, feel the belly gently expanding. And on the exhale, gently collapsing in. Once the belly feels comfortable with the breath, deepen the breath even further by filling the belly, then the mid-chest, then the upper chest in a full, complete 3-part breath, and then slowly squeezing out that breath on the exhale. Practice that long breath. 3 more rounds. Filling from belly into mid-chest, into upper chest. Full breath. And then squeezing it out slowly, part by part. Either top to bottom or bottom to top. Relax the effort with the breath. Slowly and gently blink the eyes open. And we'll come into our first posture, which is a butterfly. So I would recommend a cushion to sit on. Maybe even a blanket or a pillow under each knee. The blankets under the knees or the pillows under the knees, really, that's a preference. If you have any issues with your knees and this doesn't feel right, you can change up the pose. You can take the legs out straight. You don't have to do this. If you feel any pulling, then you may want to just put a pillow under the knee and you might feel immediate release and everything okay. So take a moment. When we do a yin practice, we take the first few moments to find our comfortable edge, to find the place that the pose basically. And then that comfortable edge is a place that you can hold for quite a few minutes. So inhale to get tall and exhale and slowly start to fold. Your heels don't need to be very close to the groin area. They can be about a foot away. And start to slowly fold until it's comfortable for your body. You're welcome to gently round the upper back if there's nothing in your back that says don't do that, right? Find a comfortable position for your head. Some people may even get down low enough where they can put a block under their forehead. With the yin practice, we come into the pose, we find our comfortable edge, and then we resolve ourselves to stay still for an extended period of time. I am going to set the timer, and we're going to hold this pose for 4 minutes. That's quite a while. So once you've found the posture, the position that works for your body, I've already started the timer. Working towards staying still. If you feel the need to move, do so consciously. So without simply responding, notice the need to move, look at it, and then move. What's very helpful in a yin practice is having an object of meditation. An object of meditation is simply something you use to focus your attention on. The breath is an excellent object of meditation. Feeling the breath moving in the body. Awareness of the body and its sensations, its letting go, is also an excellent object. If you find the mind wandering, which it does, if that's its job, a mantra can be an excellent object of meditation. An example would be saying the word in your mind, Sa, S-A-H, on the inhale, and Hung, H-U-N-G, on the exhale. Sa on the inhale, Hung on the exhale. The last object, an excellent one, is breathing up the meridian channels. We're working with the kidney and urinary bladder today. So you could inhale up the kidneys, which is the inside of the arch, up the insides of the legs, through the inside of the body. And exhale from the back of the head, down both sides of the spine, down the backs of the legs, to the bottoms of the feet. Inhaling up the insides of the legs, through the inside of the body. Exhaling down the spine, either side of the spine, from the back of the head, down all the way down the legs to the bottoms of the feet. Just a few more breaths here. Notice where your mind was when you heard the bell. Take a deep breath and slowly start to come out of that pose. Taking the hands to the knees, gently help the knees come up. Place the feet flat and come into a gentle counter pose where we take the hands behind the back and lift the heart and breathe into the upper chest for about 3 breaths. On the next inhale, slowly come forward. We're going to come off that cushion and make our way onto our belly for a pretty essential yin yoga pose that starts to become more enjoyable the more you do it. It's called Sphinx. So lower down safely, maybe using forearms. And once you're down, take the feet as wide as the mat, stack the hands under the forehead, and connect to your belly breath here. Feel the belly pressing against the floor on that inhale, and on that exhale, gently softening toward the floor. On the next inhale, slowly pushing the body up onto your elbows.
So you're on your elbows and forearms. The feet are wide. You can reach for opposite upper arms to make sure that you're the right width apart. You want the elbow to be about 1 inch in front of the shoulder. You don't want it behind the shoulder because it'll put strain on that shoulder socket. From there, bring the forearms so that they're parallel. If you have any discomfort in your low back, draw the low belly in. Squeeze the buttocks gently. If that's still not helping and you feel like this is going to be a lot because we are going to be here for 3 minutes, then grab a pillow and place it under your chest. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. You can do this at any point too. Lengthen the back of the neck. Looking forward and down, find the right position for your head. And then start connecting to your object of meditation. This is an excellent one to breathe up the meridian in front, from the arch, up the insides of the legs, all the way up to the head. And then exhale from the forehead down, both sides of the spine, down the backs of the legs to the bottom of the feet. You're activating the kidney and urinary bladder meridians. Yin yoga is often called needleless acupuncture for this reason. There are many benefits to a yin yoga practice: physical, energetic, emotional. Energetically, you're opening up the meridian pathways. We're working on the kidney and urinary bladder meridians because these meridians, when they go out of balance, our whole system goes out of balance. But when we bring them into balance, we bring everything else back into balance. These meridians have the strongest effect on our immune system, on helping us handle stress, and on giving us vitality. We're halfway through. Stay present with your object of meditation. Just a few more breaths. Well done. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, start to open the elbows out wide, stacking the hands under your forehead and coming back to lying flat, focusing on your belly breath. Let all of that go. Feel the belly pressing against the floor on the inhale.
Gently falling on the exhale. If you would like to release your low back, you can bend the knees and swing the feet in the air. When you're ready, take your hands to a comfortable position to push up. On the exhale breath, slowly push up to all fours. And if you feel like you need a little bit of movement, now's a great time to throw in some cat-cows before we come to seated, or you can just come straight to seated. So inhaling to arch, exhaling to round. If they're not part of your home practice every day, I recommend them. Cat-cows are excellent. And then find a cushion to sit on. Bring the legs into a V shape. Not a super wide V, a comfortable one. And then let's bend the left knee, placing the foot close to the thigh, against the thigh, the heel close to the groin. Now, if you're hypermobile, that means your back of that straight leg is of the knee is getting close to the ground. You don't want that. So that's where a pillow or a cushion or a blanket rolled up where the thigh and the knee meet can be really lovely. It'll make sure that you don't hyperextend your knee. If this knee is not touching the ground, the bent knee, place a cushion under it. Make yourself comfortable. Avoid straining. A yin practice is much more internal than anything. So this is the first variation. You can stay here. The second variation is where we turn towards the straight leg and then maybe start to fold. So check in with your body. It's a slight twist and a fold, and that may not be ideal for your back, right? If it's not ideal for your back, you're welcome to take the legs straight and fold straight if that's better. We're just trying to get into that kidney meridian in the inner thigh. Once you've gotten to your comfortable place, then maybe allowing the upper back to round if that's safe for you. We're going to be here for 3 minutes on this side and then 3 minutes on the other side. So you're finding your comfortable edge, resolving yourself to stay still. Beautiful. When we work with the kidney meridians, we're working on restoring our Jing. That's our life force that we're born with, according to Chinese medicine. Our Jing gets depleted with stress. It gets depleted with weakened immunity, adrenal fatigue, low energy, poor health. Working with these meridians, we can help to restore that Jing. That's why these poses in particular, done with some attention to those meridian channels, inhaling up the inner thigh, through the body, exhaling down the back line, can really help to bring us back to balance and encourage an energetic flow through the body. There are many factors that can deplete this energy: overwork, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, chronic stress, depleted immunity, autoimmune conditions. All of these are symptoms of kidney and urinary bladder out of balance. Back issues, reproductive issues, overambition, arthritis. These are all symptoms. Just a couple more breaths. Noticing where your mind was when you heard the bell and inhaling to come up. A little counter pose can feel nice, taking the hands behind the back and lifting the heart for 3 breaths, breathing into the upper chest. Feel the collarbone move when you breathe. This can also help with the thymus gland that's above the heart. Also helps with our immune function. And then in your own time, make your way to the other side. So bringing that right knee in, stretching that left leg out, watching for that hypermobile leg, placing a cushion just where the knee and thigh meet, a little bit under the knee. Maybe a cushion under the bent knee. If at any point you feel anything sharp, painful, you want to move out of that. But a gentle stretching and pulling is actually okay. Inhale to get tall, and if you'd like to go deeper, exhale as you slowly turn and start to fold over the straight leg. Take your time, explore what you're feeling, and find your comfortable edge. It's different for everyone. What's happening in this pose is all internal. Find the right position for your head, for your shoulders, and resolve yourself to stay still for the next 3 minutes. In Chinese medicine, when the kidney and urinary bladder meridians go out of balance, this is the water phase and 5-element theory of Chinese medicine. When they go out of balance, fear is present. But when we bring these meridians back into balance, wisdom is present. Physically, as we hold these poses, we're improving mobility in our joints and improving our natural range of motion. This can actually create long-term postural changes. Our fascia, which holds our muscles tight, can gently open and release some habits, bringing us into a more healthy balance. We gain enhanced suppleness in the joints, and with that comes grace in movement. And of course, with a yin yoga practice, we gain more comfort in stillness. Deepening the breath and inhaling to slowly come up. Taking the hands behind you and lifting the heart for 3 breaths. Nicely done. From here, we're going to take the legs straight. So I do recommend placing a blanket or a pillow under the knees. It does make it easier to do a straight leg forward fold, unless you're super open and your belly just comes to your thighs, then you can keep your legs straight. Otherwise, it's nice to have a little bit of support here, and it makes it a little easier. We want to keep the legs relaxed. So you're going to feel on this one how we get into the urinary bladder meridians in the back body and the backs of the legs. Inhaling to get tall. Exhaling to slowly fold until you hit your edge. And every day that edge moves. It's pretty amazing. So with yin yoga, we don't go and push ourselves to our very edge because we can't hold that for 3 minutes. So go to your comfortable edge. And if you stay there, you're going to find that the body lets go slowly and your edge moves without any effort. Remembering your object of meditation. As an organ system, the bladder relates to the functions of the autonomic nervous system. The parasympathetic and the sympathetic being the main branches. These are responsible for the relaxation response and the stress response in our body. So when we stimulate these meridians like we're doing now, feeling them, breathing, letting go, we're helping to mediate the stress response by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And then the relaxation response that occurs. The urinary bladder meridians are unique in that they're the only meridians that pass through the pituitary region of the brain. As such, these water phase poses that we're doing, water phase being the kidney and urinary bladder meridian pairs, are excellent for anyone struggling with hormonal imbalances. And of course, they're also excellent for those suffering from chronic stress, emotional struggles, hormone irregularities. Breathing and letting go for a few more breaths. When you're ready on your next inhale, slowly starting to deepen the breath. My bell went, but it wasn't very loud. And then slowly start to come up and come into a gentle back bend, taking the hands behind the back and lifting the heart. Take 3 breaths here. And then slowly coming up, 1 more forward fold before we get down onto our backs. A wide leg forward fold. Really important if you're up high on a cushion and your knees are just floating there, and if you feel any discomfort, reach for those extra blankets you got out, pillows, and see if you can notice the difference when you do that. You might even hear the body sighing from being taken care of. Inhale to lift the heart. The legs are pretty relaxed, but they're not flopping, right? And then exhale, slowly fold until you hit your comfortable edge. And then maybe back off and just breathe in the place that's most comfortable for you. Remembering that those kidney meridians affecting the yin, the jing, the essence that we're born with, the life force, comes up the inside arches, from the big toe, up the arches, up the ankles, up the inner thighs, through the body. And then the urinary bladder is going from the forehead down the back and down both sides of the spine, down the backs of the legs. So this is a nice one to really feel that you're activating those meridian channels, participating in the needleless acupuncture. Energetically, when we practice yin yoga, we improve the health of the subtle mind-body matrix. We clear past traumas that are held in our tissues with an awareness. We're open to the feelings with an invitation to presence. A yin practice supports us in cultivating a more present state of mind. As we work with these meridians, we're creating more harmony within and a more balanced flow of energy throughout. Stabilizing chi flow, energy flow, removing blockages, helping us to absorb more energy, chi from our food and the air, and enhancing our vitality. On your next inhale, slowly start to bring the body up. You can bend the knees or keep the legs straight and take the hands behind for a gentle counter pose for 3 breaths. In your own time, bending both knees, moving your props to the side, and slowly coming into passive rest pose. From here, we're going to come into a twist, letting the whole body come onto the left side. This is a nice place to have a blanket under your head. So you're on your left side, the knees are stacked. Take your right hand and place it in the left. Inhale to slowly reach forward, and then exhale as you open all the way out. Gently turning the head toward the right. Now, if the knees come apart like mine are, and every day is different, they don't always do that, maybe put a pillow between the knees, and that may feel excellent. Or even under both knees. Under the ankles, the calves. Experiment. If twists are contraindicated for you, then you can do a very, very gentle twist by taking the feet wide and just letting the knees come down, placing cushions under the knees. That way the spine stays straighter and you don't have the issues with the spine that you can get in deeper twists. We're doing all of these poses for 3 minutes. That's a beginner kind of time, although not so for poses like Sphinx. But eventually we work up to 6 minutes, maybe even longer for each of the poses. It takes the body at least 2 minutes to have the flexibility affected in these poses. So 3 minutes is definitely a good amount of time to get a benefit and improve flexibility. In this posture, connect to your object of meditation and see if you can really let go. Can you open the jaw and soften the eyes and feel every part of the body releasing? For the last minute, is there anything else that can let go? Is there any more release possible? Deepening the breath. Slowly rolling back into passive rest pose. Taking a moment there. And then making your way onto the right side with a blanket or a pillow under the head, if you have it. It doesn't have to be done with any props. The left hand is going to rest in the right hand. Inhaling as you reach the left fingertips past the right fingertips, opening up, and then exhaling as you complete the opening, turning the head towards the left, and then finding the variation that's comfortable for your body. So reaching for pillows to put between the knees, maybe even under the arm. Checking that you're not straining when you turn the neck. Making sure the neck is comfortable. Because yin yoga poses are held for an extended length of time, it's really important to make sure that there's no straining. A gentle pose, if forced for an extended duration of time, can cause injury. So when in doubt, back off a little more, keep it very relaxing, and eventually maybe the practice will move where it becomes a little bit more challenging with the pose and how it's held. Find the breath in the body. And feel the body letting go. Melting into this pose. For the last minute, is it possible to let go even more? Maybe it's the jaw, the shoulder. Maybe it's releasing gripping in the legs. Just a few more breaths. In your own time, slowly inhaling, bringing the body back to passive rest pose. And then from here, coming into stirrup, drawing the knees into the chest. Now there's some variations here. Wind releasing pose, which is this one, gotta love the name. You can stay here, or if you'd like to go deeper, come into stirrup, maybe reaching for behind the knees, The stirrup, the soles of the feet are towards the ceiling. The knees are coming towards the armpits. You can also reach in between the legs, maybe even reaching for the feet. You can grab the outside edge or the inside. I like to be able to get my finger on the arch and get into some kidney pressure points. So your whole spine is lengthened here. You want to tuck the chin and check that you can feel your whole spine on the floor. This is a pretty intense one to do. So make sure you find your comfortable pose, either hugging the knees in close or having the feet up in the air, knees towards the armpits. We're here for 3 minutes. And this pose is an excellent pose to remind everyone of the emotional and mental benefits of a yin practice. There is definitely a lot of mind training that goes into a practice like this. And with that mind training, we do gain strength for our daily challenges. It helps us to ride the wave of emotional and mental activity instead of getting caught up in it. We learn about ourselves. We see our particular hindrances and begin to see ourselves a little more clearly. We provide a space where we can see the habits of our mind and give ourselves an opportunity to change them. Emotions are brought to the surface of our consciousness, providing us the opportunity to meet them in a new way. Through all of this, we become less reactive and more accepting. Just a few more breaths here. Noticing where your mind was when you heard the bell. Take a big breath. And on that exhale, slowly draw the knees in. Maybe rock out the back a little. Well done. We're going to come into a short, supported pose that is just so beneficial, it's hard to leave out of any practice. So if you have pillows nearby, come into passive rest pose. Pillows or blankets, you're going to stack them. Press into the feet. Inhale while the hips lift. And exhale while we let the sacrum land on the cushion. From there, draw both knees into the chest. And on the inhale breath, slowly stretch the legs up towards the ceiling. You can take your hands to the backs of the legs to help them. We're just going to be here about a minute. If you feel like you need to move your feet, point the toes and draw them back, you're welcome to. This is a very valuable practice for the nervous system. It's very calming. We're getting fresh oxygenated blood into the brain. We're helping the lymphatic fluid move, which we need to have a strong immune system. Just a couple more breaths. If you'd like to walk the hands up the backs of the legs, drawing them to your face for one last gentle hamstring / urinary bladder meridian stretch. And then slowly hug the knees into the chest, maybe rock out the back a little before placing the feet flat on the mat. Inhaling to slowly lift the hips and remove the cushion. Exhaling to slowly lower them down. Now, stabilizing the sacrum is something that I've gotten in the habit of doing in every class, even though this is yin. Sometimes when we do twists or a lot of poses, your sacrum can get out of alignment. So this is a little bit of stabilizing before Shavasana. Stay in passive rest pose. Just bring the heels closer to the buttocks. The feet are hip width apart. Lengthening the back of the neck. On the inhale, come up into a bridge. So tuck the tailbone and slowly lift up, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up until the chest is toward the chin. Exhale and slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae, until the tailbone touches, keeping the tailbone tucked until the very end. We're going to do that 3 more times. So opening the feet out wide, and then doing the same thing. Inhaling to slowly come up. Exhaling to slowly lower down. Heel toe the feet all the way together. The big toes are touching, the heels probably aren't. Inhale and slowly come back up. Try to keep the thighs parallel. Exhale and slowly lower down. Feet hip width apart again, one last time. Tuck the tailbone to inhale and come up. Exhale and slowly lower down. Drawing both knees into the chest, releasing the low back further by inhaling and straightening the arms. Exhaling, pulling the belly in firmly, flattening the back on the floor. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pull the belly in, flatten. 2 more. And then slowly getting ready for Shavasana. Pillows under the knees, under the head. Maybe an eye pillow or a blanket or a sweater over the eyes. This is going to be a fairly long Shavasana. It's a gift that you want to give yourself, allowing all of the benefits, and I went over quite a lot, to integrate into the body. Shavasana is considered the most important pose. So really make sure that you're comfortable. Check that the neck's okay, maybe turn the head a couple times. Check that the shoulders are soft, they're not forced down. They're relaxed, they're where they need to be. The hands are in a comfortable position. Check that the low back is comfortable. Perhaps tucking the tailbone and pushing the flesh of the seat area towards the heels. Placing a cushion under the knees is an excellent way to get the low back to release. Find your breath. And just witness the body breathing. Asking every part of the body to let go. From the feet, the ankles softening. Up the calves and knees and thighs. Relaxing. Into the hips and the buttocks, so that both legs are soft, effortless. Feel the back of the body melting onto the floor, the low back, up the spine to the mid and upper back and shoulder blades. Feel the front of the body soft and open. The belly is soft. The rib cage, the chest, the space around the heart. Feel the sides of the body soft. From the side of each hip, up the sides of the torso, into the armpit. And to the tops of the shoulders, down the arms to the fingertips. Effortless, heavy, letting go. Feel the throat soften, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck into the base of the skull. Have the jawline soften, unclench the teeth. Relax the base of the tongue. Soften the lips. Relax the cheeks, the nose, the eyes, the forehead and the scalp. Encourage the body to let go and relax deeper and deeper. From the toes all the way up to the top of the head. From the heart out to the hands. Let go. Let go. Let go. Start to deepen the breath. When you feel ready, begin to make small movements. Fingers, toes, circling wrists, circling ankles. Maybe coming into bigger movements, a full body stretch. Before rolling onto one side, making a pillow with the arm and relaxing completely again. Eventually coming to a comfortable meditative posture. If lying on the back is where you would like to stay, feel free to stay there. It certainly is a soothing place. And then once you've found your comfortable position, lift the heart, take the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen the back of the neck, and once again, find that long 3-part breath that we began with. Filling from the belly to the mid-chest to the upper chest, and then slowly squeezing it out from the belly to the mid-chest to the upper chest. Release the effort with the breath. You can leave the hands on the lap or draw them to heart center. This work that you're doing is not just for you. It spreads to all beings. With that in mind, it's nice to close with a metta meditation, loving kindness, where we first hold all beings in our heart over this entire planet. And there are a lot who could use the loving kindness. And repeating after me, may all beings be happy and safe from harm. May all beings be healthy in body and in mind. May all beings be peaceful and free of suffering. And then holding someone in your minds that you're close to or not, maybe someone that you're having a difficult time with. Holding them in your heart, or maybe someone that just needs it. Repeating after me. May you be happy and safe from harm. May you be healthy in body and in mind. May you be peaceful and free of suffering. And then the hardest one by far is to give the loving kindness to ourselves. For some reason, so many of us do not feel that we deserve this. But everyone deserves loving kindness. Holding yourself in your heart. May I be happy and safe from harm. May I be healthy in body and in mind. May I be peaceful and free of suffering. Coming into the vibration of Om 3 times. Feel free to unmute if it calls you. Exhaling. Inhaling. Shanti. 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 Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.